This is Heavy Rain Part 1. A few very stunning things I have to address. Look in the bottom left corner right here. See how that Saturday 11/12/22 a.m. thing flickers? That's a very bad sign. It is going to make this game unnecessarily way much harder, at least 10 times harder, because in some moments I will not be able to see literally what I am supposed to do because it's flickering. Okay, it's not supposed to flicker. And everything was flickering on the menu too. And I really hope that isn't a trend that continues, because that will make this game borderline unplayable, and it will ruin my life. It'll ruin my day for sure. I have an overwhelming sense of urgency to complete this series. These playthrough videos I've been rapidly making with all of my willpower. I have an undetermined sense of urgency. This needs to be done. Okay? I've reinstalled the game. I've contacted PlayStation and Sony. I've done everything that I could have done, and this is just the hand I've been dealt. So the game is not even all the way downloaded yet. It's just partially downloaded at this point, because I had to re-download it, which takes about 2 days, not even joking, to download this game, because my internet is so stupid. And it's just so stupid, and I hope the flickering does not affect the gameplay that much. So that's all I have to say about that. Part 1 will continue in 3, 2, 1. Everything's in like 10 frames per second too. Oh my god, this is ruining my week right here. Everything I've worked for has been undone. So everything's moving super slow and everything's buggy and flickering. Not a good sign. This game is very heavily superior to Beyond Two Souls, which I've already made a playthrough on. And I very highly doubt. See, he's just okay, it's lagging. It's going super slow. It's not supposed to be this slow. Oh my god. This is retarded. Yeah, I can't. Why is it doing this? This is so stupid. Yeah. There's nothing I can do. Okay, everything is moving 10 times slower than it usually would, and I can't do anything.
Gone shopping. I'll pick the kids up from school at lunchtime, and then I'll come home to get things ready for Jason's birthday party. Don't work too hard. I love you.
This is so retarded. The one thing I was excited for was playing this game. Just like everything else in my life.
I better take a shower and get dressed before I go downstairs.
Everything's moving so slow. I can't even walk straight for very long. This is so stupid.
I better take a shower and get dressed before I go downstairs.
I can't even do the prompts correctly. This is so retarded. Nothing seems... Never have expectations because they always get shattered, is the takeaway you can take from this. I physically cannot progress the game. This is bullshit. Okay, that was part 1 of Heavy Rain. If I ever figure it out, I'll do more parts. I hate everything. Alright. This is the real part 1 of Heavy Rain, which is I fixed the problem because I'm a Mac genius. But, alright, a little about Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is made by Quantic Dream. It's their first game. I've already made a Beyond Two Souls playthrough. That's also a good game, but not nearly as good as Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain has more likable characters than Beyond Two Souls, although I do like 𝘚𝘵 and I feel bad for what she's going through, but everyone else in that game really bums me out. So, in this game you follow 𝘚𝘵, his son, you're just going to have to like watch the whole thing, because there's no way I can explain it in detail, but I'll give you a synopsis or whatever right now. 𝘚𝘵 goes from hero to zero when his son gets killed, and his other son gets kidnapped, and you play as him and try to get him back in various scenarios. And then you have Madison Paige, who's not necessary, and she's also someone who can save Ethan's son at the end. You have Norman Jayden, who is the star of this game in my opinion, and he's from the FBI, not the evil CIA like in Beyond Two Souls. The FBI agent Norman Jayden, he has a drug problem, and he can't really stay focused for very long, but he is far and away the best person in this game, and he's always the person I try to win as. And then you have Scott Shelby, who is a private investigator, quote unquote, who is also trying to find Sean, supposedly, quote unquote, supposedly. I'm going to let you in on who the killer is, so if you don't want to hear that, skip ahead a couple minutes. Okay? I'm going to say who it is now. So Scott Shelby is a quote-unquote private investigator, but he's actually trying to cover up his tracks because he is the origami killer. He's the serial killer you're trying to face and find out in this entire game. And you also play as him. Okay? So, I just gave that away right there, but guess what? It's my playthrough. I can do whatever I want. I am well rested. I have water right next to me. I just had a can of great value sardines in oil that suspiciously did not really taste like sardines. They tasted kind of like a tuna fish or some sort of fillet of other fish, but they did not taste like sardines at all. And they were huge. They were like the size of like a I don't know, they were a couple inches in width. They're usually smaller than that, so I don't really know what the situation is with the Great Value sardines, but I digress. So the ending that we are going to go for is either Norman Jayden being the hero. We're going to kill off Madison as soon as possible because I don't agree with Madison being in this game. She's a terrible addition. She only exists to be sex appeal pretty much, and to be she's like a free life. If you mess up as Norman or Ethan, you pretty much have Madison to fall back on. That's probably what they were going for here, but it failed miserably because she just comes off as totally not necessary. So if all else goes to fail and I accidentally kill Norman or Ethan, then we're going to go for perfect crime, which is if you have to have everyone die pretty much. So that's the one we're gonna do. I have almost all the trophies for this game. I have unlocked all the endings. I know what I'm doing with this one. Beyond Two Souls, I was kind of winging it because I haven't played Beyond Two Souls since it came out. I am a regular player of Heavy Rain. Although I will say this is my first time actually playing Heavy Rain in probably over a year. So excuse me if I mess up once or twice. Our difficulty setting is on. I play video games quite regularly. I am familiar with the wireless controller. You also have a higher level of difficulty and a lower level of difficulty, but that's the one that we're going for right now. So we're probably going to have the prompts when things show up. If you look at the controls, it's the same deal as Beyond Two Souls, only in this game you'll have to push and hold down multiple more buttons than you would in Beyond Two Souls, and it's way easier to die and mess up. And in this game, if you die, you're actually dead. It's like hardcore, okay? So it will massively change the story if you die in this game. Jodie in Beyond Two Souls can't die. Well, she can, and she did in my playthrough, but she always comes back like nothing happened in the next scene, which is kind of retarded, if you ask me, but whatever. There's no douchebag characters in this game like Ryan Clayton, but I'm not even going to speak his name because he doesn't deserve the screen time in this Heavy Rain playthrough. So, yeah, that's pretty much all the monologue I have to do. Heavy Rain Part 1 will start momentarily. You can see how much better it's already functioning. So this right here is kind of what happens before the game actually starts, and you're just kind of feeling, because this is Quantic Dream's first game, and no one's really done a game like this where you had to, do quick time events and make decisions. So this area kind of exists to show off what you're supposed to do. It's like a tutorial pretty much. So as you can tell, it's functioning way better. So for that slight mishap that we had in the beginning, yeah, and in this game, unlike Beyond Two Souls, which I wish they kept this for Beyond Two Souls, you can push down the left trigger and see your thoughts.
I better take a shower and
you don't
get
really
dressed
have to guess what
before I
they're
go
thinking, you can
downstairs.
just kind of know. So much like Beyond Two Souls, there are multiple endings for this game, and all sorts of options you can pick.
I'll pick the kids up from school at lunchtime, and then
So the odds of having two different people play this game and getting the same exact outcome is very, very, very slim. So you pretty much get a different experience every time depending on which person you watch play this game, or if you play this game. And dependent on their personality and their life choices and everything they would use for their character is the ending that they're going to get. So it really shows a lot about the person who's playing this game, about what ending you get and what actions you choose to make.
I love you.
But since I'm in control here, I am playing God essentially with these characters, and I control their will and their fate. And like I said, we're going to kill off Madison probably when she goes to visit the doctor. We're going to do it when she's in the dungeon basement kind of thing. We're going to purposely kill off Madison there. I do not know if this game will have any copyright issues. See, when it's dotted like this, you have to go really slow. There's a lot of game mechanics in this game that aren't in Beyond Two Souls if you're coming right from that playthrough, which, I mean, you aren't, because I'm the only one who's going to be watching these, unless I somehow become notorious or infamous and people just absolutely need to know that I made this. Which, hint hint, is probably why you're here, if you are here. Yeah, see, I can actually do the prompts this time. Okay. Yeah, I'm on it. That shaking is much harder than it is in Beyond Two Souls. This game in general is much harder than Beyond Two Souls. So like I've said probably twice or 3 times at this point, I've done everything there is to do in this game, so I'm not going to be looking for any bonuses, I'm not going to go for any trophies, I'm just going to play as organically as possible and try to get a somewhat respectable ending and outcome for all characters of the story, and just kind of make this, get done with this playthrough video is pretty much what the goal is, just get through it so I can go off to better things. There's an overwhelming sense of I need to get these done, and I've devoted the past 4 days, 5 days to doing all these different gameplay videos. So if you've been under a rock for the past, I don't know, half an hour or whatever, we're playing as Ethan right now. And we're going to be playing as Ethan for a while, so... And like I said, I have not played this game in definitely over a year, so I might be a little rusty when it comes to getting all the perfect command inputs, but I definitely am not setting out to fail, because I've never once in my life set out to fail something, and also because I am pretty much as good as it gets when it comes to this video game. I need to put some clothing on. So, you might be wondering why this game is called Heavy Rain if there's no rain everywhere. And once the rain starts coming is when the game really, I have to adjust my microphone real quick. So when the rain starts coming, and it starts raining and it's not sunny, is when the game really quote unquote starts, and it's raining for the rest of the game. That's why this game is called Heavy Rain, because it's constantly raining, and raining has to do with the climax of this video game.
I could go for a cup of coffee.
Too bad.
I've got some time before Grace and the kids get back. Better get some work done. I'm thirsty. Should be some orange juice in the fridge.
You never want to drink orange juice as your first thing you do when you wake up because there's not any food in your system. If you drink orange juice, or a cup or two of orange juice, it's going to feel like someone is punching you in the gut repeatedly. But since Ethan is not my favorite character, we are going to subject him to that suffering. Out of all the characters in this game, Ethan probably gets it the worst out of the adults, and obviously Sean, his child, gets it the... Actually, both of his kids are pretty... actually, I'd rather be Jason than Sean, because at least Jason you get it over with fairly easily. And you'll understand what I'm saying as the game continues. But Sean will be kidnapped, and over the course of several days he'll be drowning perpetually, and that's why it fills up with rain, the well that he's being held in. So that's why rain is such a big factor in this game. I don't know about... Ethan has an obsession with orange juice because there's one on the counter here, and there's like 3 things in the fridge. But what sucks about this game though is I can't use Aiden to really zoom in on things and provide some explanation. So yeah, I kind of... If there's one thing about Beyond Two Souls I like, it's you can kind of take Aiden out and kind of explore the surroundings. You can't really zoom in on anything when you're in this third person mode here. Why is this grown man playing with toy cars? So if you can't tell already, I'm definitely more excited about playing this game than Beyond Two Souls, because this is my this game is my bread and butter. I am very gifted when it comes to heavy rain gameplay. I could be on the hardest difficulty right now, but I'm really more focused on commentating than I am. That's why I'm not doing the hardest difficulty. Also, again, I haven't played this in a year, so I don't really want to jump in exactly on the hardest difficulty, if you understand. So Ethan is an architect. His teeth are very like caveman looking. I read somewhere that teeth is one of the hardest things to get right when you're making video games, and that's why if you look at any game made in like the thousands to 2010s, they all have weird looking teeth. See how there's timers going around my... That's how long I have to push it before it goes, it turns red and I fail that quick time event. In the other difficulty setting, the lower one, I think you can take as much time as you want, and I think in the highest difficulty there's no prompts. Or there's prompts for the buttons, but there's not prompts for which direction. But there's no prompts for any direction, regardless of which difficulty you pick in Beyond Two Souls. That was perfect. I'll hold down, okay? See, in this game, right off the bat, you have to do these And in some instances where it really matters in this game, you have to push sometimes 5 or 6 buttons all at once. And you have to hold it or else you will die, pretty much. I mean, it doesn't matter now because he's just, you know, doodling. But, I just... After the final part of Beyond Two Souls, I cut my thumbnail, so I just trimmed it, and I can't button mash as fast anymore, which is really gonna suck for this game. Not that I have like 3-inch long fingernails, it just got long. If you don't know, long fingernails come in. Okay, I'm talking right now, that's why I keep on messing up. Long fingernails are really good for button mashing because you just kind of... Okay, it said slowly. Okay, it's quickly, okay. Man, that's so much harder than Beyond Two Souls. I'm shaking my whole body here trying to... Man, that's like a Fitbit or the shake weight. You know, the one with the really suggestive commercial. That's kind of what I'm doing here.
The plans are coming along nicely. Should be finished by Monday.
I'll just go out and say that Ethan is a terrible architect because there was a bathroom up there on the first floor that just had a toilet and nothing else. That's a terrible bathroom. How are you supposed to wash your hands or do anything? I mean, come on. So right now we're just kind of trying to bide our time until Grace, his soon-to-be ex-wife, comes home for Jason's birthday party.
I hope Grace found a present for Jason's birthday.
Why is this man... He's a poor father in many ways more than this instance, but he's just he should already know what
Maybe there's something on TV. I could just relax on the couch until Grace and the kids come back. Finished. Now I can relax and seize the day. Oof, it's stuffy in here. I should get some fresh air in the garden. Nice day outside. Maybe I could squeeze in a little garden time.
So we're going out to the garden now. Oh, I opened it and then closed it. I thought it was like he had to do the screen door and the real door. Oh, well, the second I walked out into the garden, Grace came home. Those mini cutscenes where they look behind them really fast and something's happening always frighten me because it usually means someone's like found you and is trying to kill you, and later in the game it's just paired with the really janky looking facial features in this game, they look really creepy and just always unsettling.
Hey, take it easy, you're gonna knock me over. So this is your big day, huh?
Am I grown up now?
10 years old. That's not exactly grown up, but you're getting there.
That's as old as he's ever gonna get.
Now, can I drive your car?
And I think you're gonna have to wait a little while for that.
Ethan, can you please help me?
I'm coming.
There's like nothing to Ethan. He has no personality whatsoever.
I'm so excited since this morning. I could hardly keep him in line in the supermarket.
Ethan's actually my least favorite male character that you play as. Norman is far and away the favorite. He's the golden child. Then Scott, because he has some interesting missions while he's trying to gaslight everyone. And then, by default, Ethan.
I I made some pretty good progress. I've just got to work on a few more details, and then I should be ready to present the plan to the client.
I've got a billion things to do. It'll never be ready before Jason's pals arrive. Can you please help me? There should be plates in the living room cupboard.
No problem. Leave it to me.
So, one, thank God for subtitles, because my TV, even if I put it on max volume, I can still never hear it. And that's more of the fault of the manufacturer than it is me as a person with hearing difficulties or whatever. Because I'm not hearing disabled. My TV is just jank. So, I digress. Subtitles are the best part about this game because I always constantly forget what I'm trying to do, and the subtitles remind me.
Careful plates.
The plates should be in the living...
Yeah, if I could get there. One of the problems with these Quantic Dream games is when you go one direction, sometimes you'll go another. And it's just really...
That door's always ticking. Give it a big tug.
So when you go to the left or right, you're not actually pushing left and right. You're pushing left and then like diagonal left, because that's the only part that really matters, is that left, diagonal left, right diagonal, left diagonal when you're going left or right with those command inputs. See, like right here, I've already done at that point, before I did that last bit, I had already done what it told me to on that, but you had to do a little extra to make it actually... See, that time I just did what it told me to.
Ethan, you said you were going to be careful.
I'm sorry. I'll be more gentle.
See, I'm already done with it now, I just have to go diagonal right. Why is she complaining about being gentle? A bunch of 10-year-old kids are going to be handling these plates here.
I think I'll go outside and play with the kids.
So you can choose to... Okay, I close... That's the second time I've closed that door trying to open it. No, don't close it again. No. Okay. So you can choose to... like completely kill Jason here, whoever you're trying to attack with the you can choose to just because he's gonna sword fight them eventually with like pool noodles or samurai swords or something that's childish, and he can either lose, like, you know, parents do, they lose on purpose intentionally to make their children feel better. Not me. We're going to completely decimate Jason. This is Sean right here.
Okay, Sean, get ready. Here we go.
He's going to be the one that gets kidnapped. Deservedly too, because he's such a stupid kid. Sean is like, he makes bad decisions constantly, and don't be giving me that he's 9 years old crap, because when I was 9 I was responsible and respectful and everything. I mean, I did what people told me, or my parents. I did what I was asked. I didn't wander off and all that dumb stuff that is going to cost Jason his life. I don't know if I just let go right now, he'll go flying.
Come on, Dad, show us how strong you are. Big muscles.
Be careful, hang on.
You can probably hear me trying to mash that button as fast as possible, but that's really as fast as you have to do it. I mean, this game doesn't really mess around when it tells you to do something. You have to put in maximum effort or you're going to die. Obviously not right now at this point in the game, but you will later. completely wrecking Jason right now. Speaking of Jason, I was playing Friday the 13th with my brother, and that game is very, very close to becoming obsolete because it takes so long to find a match unless you're playing on Friday the 13th, which is, you know, associated with the game, obviously. A lot of people play that game on Friday the 13th, and at like 1 AM in the morning is the only times you're going to find a match. So right there, you can choose to let Jason win, but I'm not going to do that.
Lunchtime. I'd better not keep everyone waiting.
So if you're wondering why everyone sounds kind of off and not really real, or like there's some sort of robot or something, it's because they casted all Irish people for this game, okay, and they had them try to speak in American English accents, but they're Irish, right? And it's most notable with Norman Jayden, the FBI agent, but everyone speaks kind of not quite right.
I'll go get him.
What was I doing? I think this is where Sean's parakeet dies. Actually, I'm sure that's what it is. I'm positive.
Sean? What's up?
It's Merlin. He's dead.
Why did Ethan allow his son to name a bird Merlin, or any pet Merlin? Why would you name someone Merlin? Unless it's Colin Morgan, okay? You don't need anything named Merlin in your life.
He's dead and it's all my fault.
No, it's not, Sean. Of course it's not your fault.
I'd give anything if you could come back to life.
He doesn't sound... He sounds like he doesn't care less about this thing.
You know, Sean, there's some things which just have to happen. Even if you don't want to.
It's not fair, Dad. It's not fair.
I know.
Foreshadowing. So this is where things start to get real here. Also, Jason is the most disrespectful, non-paying attention child ever. Ethan tells him to stay put, and what does Jason do? He goes and runs off and gets himself killed. Also, this death scene with Jason makes no sense because Ethan takes the brunt force of the car. The majority of the car hits Ethan. And they give him some like BS, he was in a coma nonsense, which I don't buy either. But how does Jason die? How does Jason die when Ethan takes the majority hit? Unless Ethan himself like got thrown on top of Jason and crushed his skull or something. I don't know how Jason is the one that dies here.
I promise you won't be long.
Sure, no problem. We're not going anywhere, are we, Jason?
Come on, honey.
He is. And what he immediately wanders off. That's a really crappy shoe store. They only have... That's very small and just terrible.
Jason!
He couldn't have gone far. He was here a second ago.
What do you mean he couldn't? You can see him right now.
I'll bet he's gone to see the clown. I'll bet he's gone to see the clown.
Okay, I understand.
Jason!
Jason. Man, look at that JPEG.
Jason!
This game is so,
Jason!
like, just weird, but that's why it's so, it has its charm. That's its charm. It's so weird and janky.
Jason, you really shouldn't run her off like that, you know? There's an awful lot of people in here.
Please, Dad, can I have one?
He completely ignores Ethan and what he just said. And
I
just...
really love love to have one. Please, Dad, come on.
Okay, let's go buy.
And then Ethan rewards that terrible behavior by buying. See, if Ethan just said, no, you wandered off, you're not getting the balloon like my mother did, Jason wouldn't have been dead. And he also would have been a better child. More well-behaved child.
Hey, champ. What's your name?
Jason.
Which balloon would you like, Jason?
The red one.
Here you go.
How does he possibly know which one he was pointing to? Why is Ethan so sweaty?
That'll be $2, sir.
Jason, wait for me. Wait for your dad, son. It's really crowded in here.
Again, Jason just wanders off and completely ignores Ethan. So, Jason's just kind of asking for bad things to happen. Okay, I need to make sure I do this really fast. Also, Ethan gives this clown, figuratively and literally, $20 for a single balloon. I don't care if my child is running the opposite direction. I'm not giving $20 for a balloon.
It is impossible to try on a pair of shoes with this crowd. Where's Jason?
He was here a
Really,
second
because there was like no one in that shoe shop,
ago.
so.
I bought him a balloon and I turned around and he just disappeared.
Disappeared? What do you mean disappeared?
It means he's vanished.
I'll go get him.
He's not there. He's gone.
Jason!
Come on.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
So there's a way you can bug this out and just keep on saying Jason over and over again, and I completely forget which one it was. But you can also do it for Sean too in the end.
Jason! Jason!
My parents always avoided taking. We never went anywhere on Saturdays as just a rule because people were always everywhere. And it has possibly, it's worked out for the best because he was right there. Did you not see that? He just went right over him. So Jason's about to get hit by a car out here.
Jason! Jason!
Oh, right, never mind. Well, that is the way he eventually goes out. Also, Jason was right in front of me at my feet. I just steamrolled over him a little while ago. You definitely saw that. Does Ethan have like a pimple on his neck? He does. It's like a mole or something.
God, you really had me scared.
See, that man is taking care of his child. Ethan's ex-wife gives him a lot of crap for losing Jason in the later of the game, and I kind of agree with her. But at the same time, Jason is insubordinate, so.
Shit!
So now Jason finally decides to listen to what he says, and that's what gets him killed. Okay, that speed limit sign says 25 miles an hour. It'll take a miracle to kill someone at 25 miles an hour. Much more of a miracle for one of them to be in a coma for many, many months and one of them to be dead. So, unless this woman is massively speeding. See, look right here. Pause right there. Ethan leaps out in front of Jason, which means Ethan will take the majority of the impact, and Jason will pretty much have like a few bruises maybe, okay? So there's no reason why Jason should die here. They should have just cut away and made it people draw their own conclusions, but they had to go and show it to try and be more meaningful or whatever, but they didn't do it right. I might want to take back what I said about this being better than Beyond Two Souls, because now that I'm thinking back on my Beyond Two Souls, and now that I know the story, and Willem Dafoe is in it, which is very... I think Beyond Two Souls might be the better game, but I might have... At the end, when I'm done with all these parts, I'll confirm whether or not that's the case, but I think I still like Heavy Rain more because... mainly because of Norman Jayden, and he's such a great character who I resonate with. Yeah, but Jodie's also a great character, and I feel bad for her, and she's one of the few video game characters who I actually want to help and save from her crappy life. Alright, so this is where the game officially starts, right here. Because it's raining. So for this game they got really not really well-known people to voice and be the people that play the game, obviously, that you're playing as. Whereas in Beyond Two Souls they get, you know, Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe and all these, you know, movie people. That's ironic, that watch children's sign. That's the mother of John Shepherd, who is one of the main characters you play as, but I'm not going to divulge that information. They just use the same model. So I don't exactly know when I'm going to cut this video. I think I'm probably going to do it once we've met all the characters, their first missions. Because that'll probably only take an hour and a half, and I'm already probably 45 minutes into this at this point. That billboard has a little baby seal when it says "Save Us," which is... I don't think seals are the ones that need saved. Polar bears are the ones that need saved, I think. I don't remember this beginning opening credits being this long. Alright, so this is 2 years later after the Jason drama. And Ethan is now divorced from Grace, probably because she has blamed him for Jason's shenanigans.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Dad.
Heavy rain. It's been the same for weeks.
Roll credits.
I know he doesn't like being the last one left at school.
Well, he can deal with it. Kind of like how
he
I had
doesn't really
to.
want to talk. Let's go back home.
I'm trying to go through all the
late.
options here so that you can see the...
Sean's waiting for me in the car. I better go back.
Because I already know what every option, every line of dialogue, every possible interaction, every ending, definitely, I already know about this game. So I'm mostly doing it for your viewing pleasure and my viewing pleasure, mostly. Because like I've said many times, no one is ever going to see these videos. You can choose to put your seatbelt on here, but since Ethan kind of lives dangerously, I'm not going to. David Cage. Also, why is Sean being the last picked up at school? It's not like Ethan... There's no sign of Ethan still being an architect. Or you don't even know what Ethan's job is, really, but he's downgraded from his glorious mansion. Now he lives in, like you know, just a, you know, just a single apartment house. So I don't know what happened exactly. I guess Grace had all the money in the family, which doesn't make sense because architects usually make big money. So again, oh yeah, you can choose to follow these take care of Sean and follow this this chart here. Also, why does Ethan even need this in the first place? Shouldn't he just know if he's been a parent for this long? But surprise, surprise, Ethan's not a very good parent, so I don't think there's any snacks in there. Oh, what's he even got in here? Roasted chicken, a thing of sweet tea, a pizza with no cover on it, gross, and 2 bags of mixed vegetables that are in the fridge somehow and not in the freezer. Okay, so where's the clock? I need to make sure I don't get sidetracked here. It's almost 5, I think. We're gonna fuel Ethan's orange juice addiction here. We're gonna keep on doing it. Okay, that's enough. So I've probably spent half an hour drinking orange juice. I have. Okay, so it's 5 now, so Sean has missed his snack. But, you know, that's okay, because Sean doesn't really need to eat anything. So you're getting some context here to kind of set the scene. But the origami killer, who is one of the men who you play as in this, is one of the 3 men that you play as in this. That's as far as I'm going to go. It should be fairly obvious which one it is, but it could be Ethan depending on which ending you do. He could be the origami killer, the quote-unquote. But the origami killer selects children who are like 8 to 12, little, you know, I think they're exclusively boys. It's one of the rare instances where you're not targeted for a serial killer because you're a woman for once. Usually it's the other way around, where you're kind of quote-unquote safe if you're a male. I have a stuffy nose. That's besides the point. So, what was I saying? The origami killer kills every like October or something because it's always raining and he drowns them. And then it's really complicated. So Sean just went to the bathroom, which means I'm gonna get hammered on orange juice again. Apparently not. Okay, so 6 o'clock homework, 7 dinner. It's, would that say 5 or 6? Okay, so it's 5, still 5.
Grace has Sean this weekend. Seems like he can't wait to get back to his mother.
I mean, I would too. If I mean, there's not much to do here. Ethan lives in this dumpy house.
Sean hasn't done his homework yet. If Sean is hungry, he can find something for himself. Time for a snack. Maybe Sean is hungry.
We've gone too far.
Still early. We'll see
Past
about
that
the
point.
homework later.
Homework.
Sean, do you want to do your homework now?
Please, Dad, let me watch TV a little while longer. We'll do it later, okay?
I think we should just get right to it. Then it's done and out of the way. Now, get your bag and get set up in the kitchen. I'll help you.
It's getting dark. Better turn on the light.
Where are the lights? I'm surprised that Sean didn't throw a fit. Lights. So I think he has a letter here from the origami killer. Yep. So Sean has already been chosen as the victim. Before he was even taken.
When the parents came home from church, all their children were gone. They searched and called for them. They cried and begged. But it was all to no avail. The children have never been seen again.
So there's a lot of sides to which character you're playing as. If you're playing as Ethan, you're just trying to get back, or you're trying to get back Sean at all costs. But you can choose to like be lazy and not really care about Sean, because his the origami killer's test for Ethan is how much does he love his son and how far will he go to save him. And if you're playing as Norman, then you're trying to solve the case and find the origami killer while still finding Sean. Madison just wants to find Sean because, like I said, Madison's just pretty much, if you mess up as Norman or Ethan, you get an extra life, essentially, because she can do all the same things that she can find Sean, all that stuff. But only Norman has Ari. Only Norman is a policeman. He's a FBI special agent, so he has some special... He's looking at it more, he needs to find the killer, whereas Ethan's trying to just find Sean, and Scott is trying to, quote-unquote, you know, help the families of the victims. So I've been... Okay, turn on the light. I gotta do the homework. Go around. Okay. What's the point of sitting down if you're not going to do anything?
Dad, I'm finished. Can I go watch TV?
Let me have a look.
Pretty good. Looks like you're done. Off you go.
That was some easy homework. I can't remember if it's been a very long time since I've had homework, because I've voluntarily taken myself out of the public school system because it one, is evil, and two, is a very, very dangerous environment on young children, and we should all be very thankful that I'm not in public school, is the point I'm trying to make here. So Sean here, what was the point I was trying to make? My parents never checked to see if my homework was right. Okay, they just let me do it, and I did it. You know, most parents, they see and they check and see if it's right, and if it's not right, they'll correct it or, you know, do it. I always single-handedly, self-sufficiently got very good grades. I'd usually do it on the way the bus home from school. It's only like a 7 or 8 minute drive from the bus to home, but I could almost always get all of my homework done in that 8 minutes with total focus, and then I'd be able to completely and utterly relax when I got home. No worries, no thoughts. So it's 6, past 6, dinner's at 7. What was it? Dinner, yeah.
Do you want me to get your dinner?
No thanks, I'm not hungry yet.
Well, you skipped your snack. Sean, I want to talk to you. Ethan really has two clocks within 15 feet of each other. What's he doing? He put a chair. What? What did he do? What did he just... He put a chair. I've never seen Sean do that before. What does he have? Chips? You just said you weren't hungry, you little scumbag. You... Whatever. So I don't know exactly when we're going to kill off Ethan, but Ethan is not going to be the one to save Sean. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be Norman. Because that's the ending that I think should have been canon, is Ethan tries as he might, but he ultimately fails. Madison is not even relevant to the story. She gets cut off immediately. And Jaden is the star-shining hero. Which really is unfortunate because Norman doesn't really have any quote-unquote good ending. They're all kind of bittersweet. And some of them are just, he dies, so, you know.
So, you wanna talk a little?
Talk about what?
I don't know, about you, your friends, how things are going.
Nothing special.
How are things at the school? Is your teacher nice?
Everything's fine, Dad.
This little... I'm glad he gets kidnapped. I don't want to save him at all now. I forgot how obnoxious he was. I'm not helping you at all. He's ill.
You've got a cold coming on. I'm gonna see if I can find some medicine for you.
Do you want me to get your dinner?
Oh yeah, I'm really hungry.
I just
Okay,
asked him that,
I'll see
whatever.
what I can find.
Well, you could choose dinner or medicine, but not both. So we're gonna make him dinner and forget about his cold medicine. I'm gonna give him this gross, disgusting, uncovered pizza. Who orders a whole pizza and immediately puts it in the fridge and doesn't eat it, doesn't even cover it? Ethan, that's who. I'm not even gonna warm it up, I'm just gonna give it to him. This looks more like a chicken pot pie or something than a pizza. Do I have to warm it up? Man, I'm trying to punish Ethan here. Sean. Sean is becoming the Ryan of this game. Well, never mind, I have to... 20 seconds for an entire pizza? It takes like 20 seconds for a slice. It takes probably 30 seconds for a slice, probably 30 seconds. Definitely not 20, because I usually push 20, and it's always cold. Good lord, I'm doing this at 10,000 RPM here, trying to cut this pizza.
You can come now, Sean. Your meal is ready.
I'm coming!
Who says that? Who says your meal is ready? It's 7:15. I gotta go get his friggin' medicine. So, at one point in this game, Ethan's going to be very... Again, with the freaking toilet that only has... What are you supposed to do? There's no sink or anything in there. That's a terrible design choice. What? Everyone keeps their... Some medicine in here. I wish I could use Ida to just kind of zoom in on all this, because that looks pretty suspicious. Okay, was it over here? Nope. Why does Ethan always want to juggle? That's... Sean's just like paying no mind to this. I thought Sean would say something. He didn't. Is it time for... Okay, it's almost 8. Well, Sean is going without medicine because he's, what do you mean, play?
I think there's some medicine in the bathroom cabinet.
Well, I just went in the bathroom, and I know there's probably one upstairs too, but Ethan is far too lazy to go in and do that.
What do you say we play together for a while?
I'd rather watch TV.
Go to bed,
Come on,
Sean.
Sean. It's time for bed.
Huh? But I never go to bed this early.
Well, you're being a douche, so...
No, you're going to bed now. It won't do you any harm to go to bed early for once.
You're mean. You just want me to get out of the way so you can have some peace. I hate you.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, he did a U-turn on the stairs there. This game is so... like, jank sometimes. I wonder if you can just send him to bed at like 4 p.m. Well, Sean is definitely... If Sean wasn't mandatory to save, I wouldn't be saving him. I can do some work in there. That's Ethan's room. That's the bathroom with an actual sink. Well, never mind. He's not. We've already established that he's not getting his medication. That toilet lid is green, but the toilet is white, so I don't know what kind of Okay, so this is hour number 2. Got cut off there, but I'm not even going to go forward with that whole toilet debacle in here. But instead, I'm going to focus on is Sean a TP Indian in here? is his name really Eagle Flies or Lone Ranger? What's going on in here? He's got a portrait of some cats doing some shenanigans. A freaking full-fledged Indian TP Wadahoo or whatever those things are called. 101 pet puppies? Oh, this picture is hilarious. I'm sweating here. Oh, I like how Ethan looked cute. Oh, man, I should have kept those open. Why doesn't Sean have? Sean has. Oh, I need to compose myself here. Ethan's look of despair. His soul was crushed after he saw that picture. There's unicorns and rainbows all over the wall of this male child's room. So I don't know if Sean's got some fruit in his looms, or I don't know what's the case here.
Leave me alone. I hate you.
That's good stuff. Alright, so I don't know what we're trying to do now. I've completely forgotten. Those Beanie Babies in the... This isn't Jody. I mean, Sean is not allowed to have stuffed animals. So, I think I just have to leave. Yeah. So what Ethan's doing now is like in this game, David Cage took out a lot of scenes for Ethan to like cut time or something, but in result, it makes Ethan's story not really make a whole lot of sense, because he'll say things that have happened that you haven't played and will never play because things got cut out. And this whole him tripping out and like having low iron and passing out is kind of just thrown into the game. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, I think they threw it in because the game wants it to be ambiguous to who the killer really is, and they want you to think it's Ethan probably, and that's kind of why because he passes out and then wakes up hours later and he's always covered in water, and it's just, which makes no sense because the origami killer has already killed like 12 kids at this point, so why would he wait until just now to kill his own kid? And also, how would if he, Ethan's not a very smart person, you know, he's a dummy, he's an idiot, so the thought of him having the intellectual capability to evade police and become a serial killer is just ridiculous to me. So like I said, he's come to now and he's in the middle of the road. He's about to get hit by an 18-wheeler. That's also never explained either, because Ethan always passes out, does whatever for, you know, 10 hours, and then he comes to with an origami figure in his hand. And that makes zero sense to me because Ethan is canonically not the origami killer, okay? And I know what I've said already. I've already revealed who the killer is if you've been paying attention and listening to me. But yeah, this story, this subplot makes no sense because it just doesn't. That's going to be important later, Carnaby Corner. Alright, so that was Ethan's first episode. Now we're going to be playing as Scott Shelby. Happy birthday. Oh, this is a different account than what I have all my trophies and stuff on. That's why I'm getting trophies and stuff. So that was Ethan's first episode. Of course, it could spiral into like 20 different directions depending on what you do. But the outcome is generally the same. I mean, you could have gotten Sean his medicine, you could have gotten him a different meal, etc. You could have gone outside and played basketball with him, etc., etc. So there's many things you can do in this game, which proves my point, is you're never going to really find two people who play this game exactly the same and get all of the every single same thing. So that's just interesting.
Been looking for weeks. Hope I hit pay dirt this time. Guess I better take the stairs. Men at the desk gotta be able to help.
I didn't know he could go back outside. Oh,
I
let's
ain't
see.
leaving. Didn't come all this way for nothing.
Oh, I was about to say, that'd be really weird if he could just go outside and skip this mission.
Lauren Winter. Ring any bells?
Nope, can't say it does.
So that's the same paper that you saw in Beyond Two Souls, which means this game takes place in 2009-2010. So Jody right now is homeless in the freezing cold while the events of this game is going on.
Oh, that Lauren Winter. Third floor, last door on the left at the end of the corridor.
If you're gonna bribe someone, I'd go with a higher amount than $5. That's just me, but that's almost an insult. He said the end of the hall. I forget what happens if you knock on the wrong door, so we're gonna do that now. I thought for sure someone like came out and yelled at you. Yeah, you just get kind of written off if you go.
Lauren Winter?
Sorry, I only see clients by appointment.
Wait.
It's $50. I don't kiss and I don't do any weird shit.
Fine by me.
That seems like a really low price for, it's usually, I'm not even going to get into this topic, but $50 is, someone's getting ripped off here. Ethically, financially, and morally, someone's getting ripped off here.
Put your money on the table. You got exactly 10 minutes when the alarm rings. It's over, okay?
Nice looking girl, but too young to be the sort of girl you find holed up in a dive like this.
I mean, she's
Gonna have to
in
play
her
my
30s.
cards right if I'm gonna squeeze anything out of her.
I mean, if she
Well,
was
she
like,
keeps the place pretty ship-shape.
you know, Jody's
I've seen
age.
whores that didn't give a damn about their living conditions. Hey, she thinks I'm a client.
Could I just like steal her food? Nope. See, what sucks is here is because I can't use item to look at everything that you weren't really intended to look at, and I think that's the best part about these games is finding like books and like photographs and all that kind of stuff.
You should take your clothes off. We ain't got all day.
Like those posters behind her, I want to like be able to look and see what they say.
Actually, I'm not a customer.
Shit, you cop. I should have known. What do you want? A freebie? Is that it?
My name is 𝘚𝘵𝘴𝘵. I'm a private detective. The families of the victims of the origami killer asked me to investigate the murders. I came here just to ask you some questions about John.
I already told the police all I know and I have nothing to add. Leave me alone.
The killer is walking around free as we speak. He'll kill it
Foreshadowing.
again if he's not arrested.
John is dead, so what difference does it make?
I understand, Lord. I know what you're going.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't really understand when people say I know what you're going through when they clearly don't in situations when they say these things. You're just asking for a negative response.
You know what it feels like to find your own son's body on a wasteland? I'm sorry, I don't believe you have the slightest idea
Foreshadowing. He does.
what I'm going through, Mr. Shelby.
I bought 10 minutes of your time, didn't I? All I ask is that you use that time to answer some questions.
You want to pay me to tell you about my son? Is that it? You can buy my body, Mr. Shelby, but my son is not for sale. Get out of here.
Your son is dead.
Get the fuck out!
Actually, she's not.
Well, if you remember anything, the smallest
He's not
detail,
buying her body.
give
He's
me a call.
renting it. But I'm not even gonna talk more about that. So some goon is gonna try and come in here and assault her, and we have to, as Scott, fend off that man. Also, Scott is overstaying his welcome here, and she's just fine with it.
I didn't learn squat. Well, worth a try.
So Lauren is also a character in this game because she shows up later,
I gotta get out of here.
and you
No point in pushing her. She's not gonna tell me anymore.
she shows up shows up later and kind of teams up with Scott Shelby. He also has asthma, which becomes a plot point way more than it probably should. Three huffs seems like a lot.
Lauren, open up, baby. It's me.
What are you doing? I already told you I don't want to see you anymore.
Sorry, Dal, but I really wanted to.
Goddamn asthma. And it's not gonna get any better this friggin' weather.
So I think we can choose to just leave Lauren here with this offender.
What do you want, asshole?
This is This is the guy from Beyond Two Souls. This is the CIA instructor man.
Lauren, is everything all right?
She's just swell. Now beat it, loser. You again? If you're looking for trouble, you found it. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh.
Of course, you can choose to lose this fight, and you kind of just, you know... Like I said, I very rarely lose anything in Heavy Rain because I'm just so good at it. This stupid shake is... Okay, I honestly can't believe I got that. So I've done everything perfectly at this point. So it's impossible to kill Scott. He's the only character who can't die for valid and justifiable reasons. Even though realistically, he'd probably be one of the first to die, because, I mean, he's not in the best of shape, and he has asthma, so how he can always, like, overcome all these people who try to fight him is, like, beyond me.
I'll see you again, asshole.
Are you alright?
Better than him, I guess. Who is he?
An ex-client who thinks he owns me. He was getting violent, and I told him I didn't want to see him anymore.
You should be careful. He'll probably be back. Sorry about the mess.
Mr. Shelby?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that was Scott Shelby's introduction into Heavy Rain. I think we're playing as Madison next, and then Jaden, but it might be Jaden. Oh. Well, that was all the content I had downloaded because of the whole lagging frame rate shenanigans at the beginning. I had to re-download this game. So I guess that does it for part 1 of Heavy Rain. Part 2 will be Madison and Jaden's first appearance. So stay tuned for that one. Why am I keep on talking like someone's gonna actually watch this? No one's gonna watch this. This is an unlisted video. I'm the only one here who'd be able to watch this. So odds are I'll get these clips on the USB and